Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is vegetarianism in restaurants. Can a restaurant get sued for lying, not even really lying, but for serving food to a guest that cannot eat that food? This is an interesting article, and I think, as a restaurateur, as a restaurant owner, that I'm the one who's responsible for serving food. If a guest says to me, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I can't eat canola oil, I can only eat olive oil, I don't eat fish, and I don't eat MSG, if I were to serve that in their food, I'm the one who's responsible, ultimately, because they told me, and I'm the one they're giving them food. I'm the one who needs to know. A lot of people don't realize that most restaurants are not properly trained. And I love to give this story all the time to people. Jamie, remember when you were avoiding soy at all costs because you had a skin problem and you were told no soy by a healthcare professional?
I was told a bunch of different things not to have.
Soy was one of them, scallops were one, asparagus was one. We went to a fancy French restaurant in Kingston up here in New York, and the waiter comes out and I said, listen, she can't have soy oil. He's like, oh, well, we only use olive oil. Olive oil. And I said, oh, what do you cook with? Oh, we use olive oil. Well, what do you fry your... Oh, we use olive oil. Right? Remember this? Didn't I, grab his arm? The girls are laughing off camera.
I don't think you grabbed his arm.
I grabbed his arm. I said, listen.
No, you didn't. You grabbed my arm.
I grabbed somebody's arm. And I said, listen. I said, if she gets soy, she's going to start itching. And I she's going to start itching. She's going to have to go to the hospital. Please check with the kitchen. What happened when he came back? Oh, I am so sorry. Didn't know we use soy oil. I said, how about that Caesar salad dressing you said had olive oil in it? He goes, we use soy oil in the Caesar dressing too. I'm so sorry. Everything had soy oil. I don't even know if they used olive oil. Everything had soy oil, and he swore. He swore. Now, if you were to get soy oil, and if he had a reaction to it, I would expect to sue the restaurant, because he told us, he promised us, and if I wasn't forceful with him, he would never have checked. But most restaurant consumers just trust what the waiter says, right? Waitress says, oh yeah, okay. So Edison, New Jersey, restaurant can be sued after unknowingly serving meat to devout Hindu customers. The appeal at court rules. A group of Hindu residents can sue an Edison restaurant for money to travel to India, to where they say they must purify their souls after eating meat. A state appellate court ruled. Now, this is a couple years old, but it's just an interesting article. I think restaurateurs need to read this and understand the ramifications of not knowing what's in your food, or knowing what's in your food and just not educating your staff. The decision by the 3-judge panel resonates a lawsuit filed against Mogul Express, a restaurant that admittedly it accidentally served meat-filled pastries to 16 Hindus whose religion forbids them from eating non-vegetarian food. The diners say the mix-up has harmed them spiritually and monetarily. Now, for them, this is a serious offense. For most people, it's not. But for this particular religious sect, this is a very serious offense where they have to go to the Ganges River and actually purify themselves and purify their soul for their sins for doing this. So this is a very legitimate religious. It's just not them saying, "Oh, I need to go somewhere." This is something that is biblically or documented, that they've documented through their spiritual literatures, and they have to go between 3 and 30 days. Imagine if your restaurant served these 16 people, and all of a sudden now the court's ruling, "Hey, you got to ship these people to India for 3 to 30 days." This would destroy your business. It would destroy my business. I couldn't afford to do this. I mean, that's why I have insurance. But if I had to pay any of that, oh my gosh, this would be not only devastatingly financially, but reputation-wise as well. To clean up a reputation like this can cost far more than the money to sustain these people. That's why things like right now, like Chipotle Grill's reputation, Jamie, is super tarnished, right?
It sure is. Super
tarnished with this E. coli. And they've gotten some really, really strict new guidelines on things that we'll talk about in a different video, because they're understanding the ramifications are just massive. There's a hotel by us here a few years ago that had some kind of virus that got people sick. They spent over $250,000 just in like a PR campaign with the PR people group just to reverse their images. And the images are still out there, but it's just how you have to manage your image to a certain extent. But the damage is already done. So yeah, if you're a restaurateur, if you're a restaurant owner, you've got to know what you're serving to people. When people say something to you, take it seriously. Take that super, super seriously and make sure. What do we do here, Talia? I send you guys out with the package, right? If somebody goes, "What's in that?" I'll send you like with the package of burger buns.
Yeah, always.
Here, take this. Take this to the table, right? Take this. Here's the package. Here's the label. Take that to the table. Let them read what's on it. Then because I don't want to be responsible. I want to make every single precaution. And what's the first thing that we always ask people here when they say, "Oh, I can't have garlic"?
If it's an allergy or if they're just avoiding.
Bingo, right?
Especially with gluten-free, because there's a lot of people that. And when you ask that question, if it's an allergy or gluten-free, a lot of people get very offended because some people don't take it seriously and they don't realize the reason why I'm asking is because if they do have celiac, the kitchen has to scrub everything down.
We have to scrub everything down. We have to make precautions, get new utensils, make sure that, because we're not 100% wheat-free, gluten-free.
No.
We're not. So we know what we're doing and we can accommodate. But I always like to explain to people, hey, it's never a guarantee either. We'll take every precaution we possibly can.
No, of course.
But here's the story. Here's the situation. So the other day, in one of my previous videos about the Food Network kitchen, the lady asking for eggs, the first thing she should have said was, "Are you allergic to eggs? Or are you just avoiding eggs?" Because then it would have really,
She would have said due to her religion.
due to my religion or whatever, this is the situation. I'm not allowed to. It's against my spiritual beliefs, or I am allergic to eggs and I could end up in the hospital. So restaurants, know what's in your food because you are the ones who are ultimately responsible for serving your guests. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe, and definitely pass this video on.